Hello everyone, here's some more true creepy stories from the lovely people over at Reddit. This first one I like to call The Voice in the Hallway. This one's a two-parter. I was sitting in my room after getting out of work on the second floor. Little bro is downstairs watching TV. The dog is in the hallway outside my door, sleeping. All of a sudden, dog starts making all kinds of racket, jumping around, barking, clacking nails, howling. I go to get up to see what's up and I hear, "Aw, that's a good girl," in a male voice. It didn't sound like little bro, so I go, "Oh, you're home early," thinking it's my dad's friend, our roomie, as I open the door. As soon as I'm out there is no one at all, but dog is wagging her tail staring at the empty end of the hallway. Little bro comes upstairs to yell at me for getting his dog all riled up. Said he heard the same voice thinking it was me or our roommate. We did a once over of the house with my butterfly knife and his BB gun, and there was nobody. Still gives me the spooks to this day. Commenter underneath says, my aunt experienced something similar. She was home alone when she heard someone open the door and walking in the hallway. Since her husband, my uncle, was not supposed to get home in a few hours, she went downstairs to see if someone was there. She did not see anyone, but outside the door she saw footsteps in the snow leading to the door, but not away from it. This got her nervous, and on a second glance she saw an unfamiliar pair of shoes in her hallway. She ran up, she called the police. When they came and searched through the house, they found a homeless man hiding in a storage room holding my uncle's shotgun, but luckily he had not found the ammunition. It was hidden another place. He was arrested, but according to my aunt, it was the scariest thing she had ever experienced. For that first story, could they have been making this all up, or could this have been something a little bit more unexplainable? You be the judge. For that second story, I don't blame his aunt. That would probably be one of the scariest experiences of my life as well. For our second story, it's continuing on with our theme of the first one. I like to call this one The Hallway Man. I've posted this once before in another thread. When I was a teenager, I was home alone one weekend, and I was sleeping in my parents' room, since there was a TV in there. Sometime around 2 a.m., I felt like I was being stared at from the direction of the hallway. I looked up and I saw a shadow person looking at me. It was weird because it was a pure man-shaped black mass, and I could see him in the dark hallway. I'm guessing light from the TV helped. I sat up and stared back, but I was terrified. We looked at each other for probably 5 seconds, and then it turned and walked down the hall. A few seconds later, I heard a loud crash. I was so scared I turned the TV to the Disney Channel and stayed awake for as long as possible. When I woke up the next morning, I walked down the hall to the bathroom, and that's when I noticed a mirror that was hanging and fallen off the wall and was shattered. My family still doesn't believe me, but I don't know what happened. Maybe this was just a case of them dreaming and changing it to the Disney Channel in a panic. I'll let you be the judge. We seem to have a theme going on with these videos. Continuing on with that, this next one I like to call The Unknown Man. My mom was living in a 2-bedroom apartment. I had my own room, but I preferred to sleep in her bed whenever I was staying with her. Our 2 bedrooms were at the end of a hallway, directly across from each other. Our apartment was on the first floor, and I remember that it was in the middle of the summer, and my mom had a window open in her room, which was directly behind the bed, above the headboard. Anyways, I woke up in the middle of the night, remember sitting up and seeing that our cat was sitting in the door frame of my mom's room. Her door was open and you could partly see into my bedroom. This was strange because our cat was typically always in bed with us. As I was watching him, he walked into my bedroom and meowed. I turned to face my mom and wake her up. In the 3 or 4 seconds it took her to wake up and ask me what's wrong, we both looked back up in the door frame, and there was a man standing by my open door, making his way out of my bedroom. I still don't know how she managed to pick me up so quickly, but my mother proceeded to pick me up and literally throw me out of the screen window. Again, we were on the first floor, and it was maybe a 3-foot drop to the ground. She quickly followed, and we were able to start screaming for help, and someone called 911. The police came but didn't see any signs of forced entry, only that our front door was unlocked, which led them to believe that the man must have exited that way. The strange thing was that my mom swore up and down that she had locked the door that night, with the deadbolt and chain lock. About a week later, she was cleaning the kitchen and opened up our water heater closet and found a notebook with names and drawings, as well as a pair of gloves and some gum wrappers. The police were called again, but all they could do was speculate that the man had been in our home and hid until we were asleep. I guess the cat saved the day in that instance. For our last one, I like to call this one The McChickening. Went to my aunt and uncle's house for one family vacation about 10 years ago. We drove from South Texas to some small town in Missouri, can't remember the name. We arrived there at 1 a.m. Family consisted of myself, 2 younger sisters, mother, father. Most of the family was hungry from the long drive and wanted to see if McDonald's was open. I was tired from the long car ride and wanted to stay at the house. Mom said one of my sisters would be staying as well. I settled down in the living room, watching TV, slightly dozing off. I can remember hearing pitter-patter down the hallway and assumed my sister was just running around. She'd been eating sugary snacks the whole way up. I get a call from my mom asking what I wanted to eat. In the background, I can hear both my sisters arguing. I hear a giggle somewhat behind me, stand straight up and look around. Nothing. I asked my mom if my sisters ended up going with them, which she confirmed. I stood in the corner of the room till everyone got back. Edit, grammar, town, Waynesville, Missouri, food. Mom ended up getting me a McChicken since I accidentally hung up and didn't give an answer. I had only had hot and spicies until this point. I'll let you be the judge of this one. Was this person hallucinating from the long car ride due to lack of sleep? Or was there something else in the house with him?